What if there's a hidden treasure buried deep inside your Medicare plan? I'm talking about a real, legitimate government benefit that could be worth thousands, and here's the crazy part, most people don't even know it exists. So today, we're gonna grab a map and go find it. So let me just ask you this straight up. Are you potentially missing out on over $1,500 a year? I mean, think about it. For a lot of folks, that's not just some extra pocket change. It's a real game changer. It can make a huge difference in your day-to-day life. And just to be clear, we're not talking about a one-time thing here. This is an average of $1,500 in your pocket, year after year after year. That's real money that can help with groceries, with gas, you name it, all those essential expenses that keep adding up. So, here's our treasure map for today. First, we're going to uncover the very first clue. Then, we'll pull back the curtain on what this program actually is. After that, we'll explore the 4 different ways you can save, walk through a super simple 3-step plan to apply, and finally, I'll show you exactly how to spot any scammers trying to get in the way. Okay, let's start the hunt. And you might be surprised to find out that the first clue to this hidden treasure, well, it isn't buried on some complicated government website. Nope. It's probably been delivered right to your mailbox.
I mean, we've all done it, right? You see that official-looking envelope from Social Security, you kind of glance at it, and you toss it in a pile thinking, oh, it's just another statement. But hold on, that letter could literally be the key to unlocking some huge savings. We can't let that opportunity end up in the recycling bin.
All right, so now you know where to look for that first clue. So let's pull back the curtain on the program itself. What exactly is this hidden treasure that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time? Okay, it's called the Medicare Savings Program, or MSP for short. And this is so important. This is not a new insurance plan that you have to go out and buy. It's a government-funded program that works right alongside your existing Medicare to lower your costs. Now, it's a federal program, but it's actually run by your state, usually through the same offices that handle Medicaid. But, and this is another key point, you don't have to be on Medicaid to get this. It just helps pay some of your expenses directly, which means smaller monthly bills for you. So, what's the biggest impact? How does it really help? Well, for most people who qualify, the single biggest saving is that the MSP can cover your entire monthly Medicare Part B premium. Just imagine that for a second. Imagine not having to worry about that payment coming out every single month. Let's just do some quick math here. The Part B premium right now is over $170 a month. You multiply that by 12 and, wow, that's more than $2,000 a year that could be staying right in your pocket. Now, I bet you're wondering, okay, but do I qualify? And the really good news is that the MSP isn't some all-or-nothing kind of deal. It actually has 4 different levels, 4 tiers of assistance. And that's exactly why you should never, ever just assume you won't get any help at all. Let's break these 4 tiers down. Tier 1 is nicknamed the full package for a reason. It's the most comprehensive help you can get, covering pretty much all your out-of-pocket Medicare costs. Then there's Tier 2, which is the most common one, and it is huge. It pays that entire Part B premium we just talked about. Tiers 3 and 4, those are for folks whose income might be just a little bit too high for the first 2 tiers, but they can still get some partial help with their premiums. The big takeaway here is that there are multiple paths to these savings, so it is always, always worth checking out. Okay, now listen up, because this is absolutely crucial. Your eligibility is based on your income and your assets, and these limits, they change all the time, and they're different in every single state. This is one of the main reasons this amazing program is so underused. People just assume they won't qualify, or maybe they checked years ago, got denied, and just gave up. But the rules change. Even if you didn't qualify in the past, you might qualify right now. You have to check your state's current rules. All right, now that you get what the MSP is all about, let's make this really easy. Let's walk through a simple 3-step application plan to get you started on this quest for savings. Look, applying is really just a simple 3-step process. You find the right office, you gather some basic documents, and you make the call. That's it. It's a totally manageable plan that could save you thousands of dollars. Please don't let the idea of a little paperwork stop you from claiming a benefit you might be entitled to. So where do you start? You can apply at your state's Medicaid office for sure, but here's a little pro tip. Your local Social Security office can often process these applications too, and frankly, that might be a much easier place for a lot of people to start. Okay, before we wrap up, we have to talk about staying safe. Scammers just love to target these kinds of government benefit programs, but with a few simple tips, you can spot them a mile away and make sure you protect your treasure. So here's how you tell the difference between the real deal and a scam. It's pretty simple. The government will never, ever call you out of the blue about this. You have to apply first.
The application is always 100% free. Anyone who asks you for a fee is a scammer. And finally, there's no pressure to act immediately. Scammers will always try to create this false sense of urgency. Just keep these 3 things in mind and you'll be perfectly safe.
You know, after everything we've talked about, it really all boils down to one simple action, a single step that could unlock thousands of dollars in savings for you and your family. So the real question isn't whether you deserve this help. It's about whether you'll take that first small step. So let me ask you, will you make the call?